Alright, hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are gonna do something fun. Today we are going to play a league with green-white adepts post bans. Now this list is a little bit special because it was sent to me by the green-white ex-master himself, Dugs on Twitch. So he has kindly enough both supported the deck list and supported the league. So I hope that I can rake a 5-0. And as he told me is that when we go into a new format, he likes to build deck lists with 4-offs and then start trimming when we continue working with the deck. It's quite a classic green-white deck. The differences here from the lists that I tend to play, if we look at the mana base, is that here we're not playing Saga. Instead, the tech lands that I usually don't play is Maze of Earth. I played a lot of Maze of Earth, but right now I've been off it for a while, especially when the Scaminator matchup was hard for us. And then we have a Lush Portico as well, instead of the third Savannah. And there's been places when I played where I thought to myself, oh, I wish I had a survey land. So we're gonna see if I wish for that during this league as well and can use it, or if we are being punished by it comes into play tapped ability more than we're gaining from it. The change here is for the Mox Diamonds, so that'll be nice. I think we'll be shaving them a lot of the time, at least one or two of them to fit in some sideboard cards. And then otherwise the deck is quite straightforward. It's what we're kind of used to see. No Legolas quick reflexes, but instead we play kind of a prismatic ending in Sylvan Library in those spots, and then the creature package is the usual suspects in Reclaimer and Knights. We have 2 Endurances main deck, the Ramen Up, Summon Safekeeper, and an Outland Liberator in the kind of the Green Sun package slot. And then moving over to the sideboard, we have a game against most decks. We have some anti-graveyard shenanigans, some anti-combo cards and Deafening Silence on our 2 Hate Bears, Force of Vigors as well. We have some anti-blue cards in Choke, some anti-red cards in Celestial Purge, and we'll also bring that in against the black matchups. And then some spot removal to kind of round it all off. So I'm really looking forward to running this through a post-ban league, see if we get Nadu'd a lot, and in that case we're probably not that happy, or if we get to meet Bruise and other such decks. So I'll see you for game number 1. Alright, so we're live for game 1. We won the die roll. Here we have a turn 1 Sylvan Library. I think that's gonna be a keep. We are going to try to go for turn 1 Library, and then after that we'll look at maybe dropping a Safekeeper for turn 2. The opponent here is a really good legacy player, Swedish legacy player, and it's going to be interesting to see what we're up against. It seems like some kind of lands variant. Let's see. There we got destroyed. No, we didn't get destroyed. He didn't want to Life for Alone. Kind of auto pass there. So here we're going to keep as many cards as possible. We didn't hit the land. That's unfortunate. We could go for Flagstones, crop rotation here, or we could kind of drop a Reclaimer. We know that the opponent picked up a Tabernacle. And do we want to get rid of their Loam here as well? Maybe not. So, unfortunate enough, we don't have a Yavimaya. I think we'll just go Reclaimer pass here. See if we can draw into some green mana. See if they choose to dredge the Loam. They do not. They do a natural draw here, taking up the Saga. The Needle, yeah, I guess Needle's okay. Naming a Reclaimer, I guess. Or are we looking for something else? Yeah. I kind of bricked our play, which is a little bit sad, but that's the way it is. We'll pay for Reclaimer. It's still a piece that we've invested some resources into. Here we're actually going to get rid of the 2 cards there, pad our life totals a little bit because we found the forest, so we're gonna play the forest. Here, generally speaking, you don't want to go for the combo, but we do have the Safekeeper, so we could drop the Safekeeper. If we drop the Safekeeper, we still just have 1 crop rotation and we want to play Knight next turn, so we'll actually just attack here. And then we'll think maybe we keep crop rotation up here to kind of build out our mana a little bit. And then we're going to go for Knight on our turn to get our search up and running a little bit more. They're crop rotating away the Tabernacle. All right. What are we looking for here? Maybe the Sandit would have been good to kind of pad ourselves against both the Saga and the Pithing Needle. All right, so we're getting Ghost Vacuum here. All right, so it's the Lookout version. Yeah, we can't do that much about that one. We'll just let that be. And they're committing a crime. It's nothing we can do about that. We want to get rid of kind of their Wasteland and Ghost Corridor and bog them. Now they're taking our bog away. Do we care about that? We don't want them to start dredging loam. Maybe this is where we go for our copy land. I guess we do that. Get kind of rid of the loam. So here it's important that we get land. We need to get the Savannah because we're gonna do the searching afterwards, so the surveil there won't help us. All right, at least we got away with got rid of some of the problematic permanents. So they'll commit another crime, surveilling 1, and we could endurance them here. That means that we won't. We'll just start by letting them ghost quarter us, and here we'll get a second forest. We'll actually use the mana, try to maximize our mana usage. Target them, get rid of their lands in the graveyard. I'm going to use that one here. Those are good hits. We'll put one of them on top of the library. Do we keep the crop rotation or do we just go Wasteland, play Knight? Yeah, I think we go Wasteland, play Knight. So we go Wasteland, play Knight, and then we just pass the turn here. Unfortunately, our Knight isn't going to be that big, but the Endurance can at least keep the Freestrider off our backs for a while. So here they'll commit some crimes, see what they're able to find off of that. Nurse Saga, they get rid of our Wasteland. We still have a Wasteland on top. Oh, they had the loam. No, they want to wait to our turn, I guess. No, they don't. They want to get the Savannah there, sure. So we'll do another crime. You get a tapped Wasteland. That's a Liberator, that will help us. I'm thinking a little bit about either the Urza Saga or the Ghost Vacuum here. We'll put the crop rotation on top and then we'll pay some lives to keep that one in hand. So here, if we want to push damage, they have a loam that we can't do that much about right now. So we'll start by playing Outland Liberator. Now we want to flip it, but we also want to use it. And I'm thinking about taking away the Ghost Corridor because it's kind of limiting, it's kind of controlling our graveyard. So right now we can push a Wasteland here as well. We'll waste the Maze of Ith, I guess, and then we'll start pushing some damage. See if we can get this game over. I don't know if it's time to be aggressive there or not. We'll see. They're going to be able to waste us off most of our mana sources this turn. That's a bog. That's good for them. Maybe I was a little bit too aggressive there, but you also want to get the game over with, and they can't really attack here either. Now they're going to waste us. No, they're not going to waste us. Fetch land is good. So do we have them dead here? We can swing in we can get through for 6 with Reclaim. So they're going to block Knight. We have the Mace of Ith as well, so we should be okay with the Freestrider. So we'll play the Heath, and then we'll attack with Endurance and Knight, keep Reclaimer up. No, the reclaimer is turned off. We can't keep a reclaimer up. But still, it's going to be hard for them to block here, I thought at least. Okay, so we'll get one land into the graveyard. We'll do the Portugal, see if we can spike another land in the graveyard. We could, so we'll put that in the graveyard. That's 1 point up for the Portugal. Let's see what they get here. We're getting a Saga, and then they're targeting the Portugal. We'll sack it with crop rotation and get, I guess, a wasteland and waste their Ursa Saga. And we'll waste their Ursa Saga. And we'll play a safekeeper here to protect our board. We could have swinged with the reclaimer there as well if that was our plan. But we also wanted to kind of hide a little bit on what we're gunning for. But here it's looking good for us. All right, let's begin the sideboard. So a lands variant. We are going to want our Force of Vigors here. Ground Seal could actually be good here if they're targeting our graveyard for value. Otherwise, we could also bring in Ghost Vacuum for their graveyard to kind of control that a little bit. And maybe an ending for their problematic permanents. And then we take away 2 Swords to Plowshares. Let's sort this by mana value instead. Or now when they play that annoying permanent, we might not want them. Let's not do Ghost Vacuum. Let's just keep the Bog for that. This is going to be tricky. We could shave. I don't completely dislike shaving a little bit of the cards here. We want to get rid of our combo as well. Here an argument is, do we want to get rid of 1 or 2 pieces of the combo? There could be an argument for taking both of the combo pieces away. Otherwise, I kind of like it. Maybe, I don't know about Ground Seal. They had Bog and... if it's just Bog and Ghost Vacuum, I don't think Ground Seal is good enough because they're getting us with kind of wastelands and stuff like that. But maybe we like the Ghost Vacuum just because we can have it as a answer towards loam and stuff like that. And then shave 1 plow, going like that. Yeah, we'll try that. All right, this hand is not good enough. We'll mulligan. Here is a keep, and here we'll bottom the Thespian stage. We're lacking some of our reactive cards, but it'll do. I elected to keep the card on top. Do we waste them? No, let's just play a forest. Keep crop rotation up. Exploration, that's a good card. Let's see how many lands you have. You have a wasteland, an ancient tomb, shadow sphere shore. I don't know if Oofy is a card in this game. So here we play our plains. I really like the second forest in the first game there. I usually just play 1 forest and 1 plains, but the second forest was really clutch, so that's something to be aware of. And there's the Freestrider. So here we could go... I think we want to get the knight down, maybe off a Thespian stage. Yeah, let's get the knight down off a Thespian stage. See if we can get working. It's also hard for us to kind of maintain 3 mana in the game if they're gonna waste and loam the waste. So now they got the Saga running. Unfortunately, it's after the place where we want it to be. That means that they're gonna make 1 construct at least. Oh, they have another one. That's good. And then they phase out my knight, and that means that they get 2 triggers. That's really sweet. Port and field. And now they got the zombies going. 1 card in hand. Mox Diamond is good. So we'll play Mox Diamond. And here we'll actually discard the Lush Portugal. So what are we worried for here? Are we worried for them? They're going to go for Ghost Vacuum again. So are we worried about Ghost Vacuum? Or do we think that the Field of the Dead is the card that's going to kill us? Well, we'll start by playing a Reclaimer. Then we'll play a Wasteland. And we will waste the Field of the Dead. I think that's the card that's going to get us in the long run. We're going to keep Knight up here. We're going to make a construct token, Knight and crop rotation. So let's see what they get. Is it the Needle? In that case, we should probably have Fetch with Knight before, but we don't want to do that. You can get Needle and say Knight, or they get Ghost Vacuum and start going off with their Freestriders. We will see, we will see. You could also get an Expedition map. Go for a Tabernacle or something like that. Or getting Ghost Vacuum. Fair enough. Double lookouts are tough. It's the tabernacle and the wasteland. So if they attack with the construct token, we will block and sack. All right, let's see. We can go knight. Knight, tap knight. Let's see. They don't have anything up here for, so we can tap and get down. I go and get. We're 1 mana short, right? If we tap knight and go and get dark depths, yeah, we're like a Yavimaya short here. So if we tap knight and go and get dark depths, so we should probably. Can we win? That's the problem. If we can't win, we should go to the next game because we're down on clock. So, but so let's see. We're gonna go and get a land anyway, so we might as well. And here we will get the flagstones. We're gonna keep crop rotation up. And here we are going to save our people. And then we'll save the other knight there. So Zenith allows us to go for Safekeeper, or it allows us to go for, we'll go for Dried Arbor with the Zenith. Have some fodder to sack later on, and then we'll pass the turn. We'll see what they do with their crimes here. Another saga. Maybe we should have, yeah. I'm thinking about the line. Oh, there's a Maze of Ith as well. That's not good for us. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be rough from here. We're cropping away the tabernacle for another wasteland, maybe a ghost court or something like that. A bog. Yeah, sure. Let's see. So 5. How many lands can we get in the graveyard here? Let's see. We can sacrifice. We can go knight, sacrifice Dryad Arbor, go and get fetch land. That's 2. Flagstones, that's 3. Wasteland, that's 4. Yeah, sure. We can get it up to a 6/6. So we'll block the life linker. And we'll sacrifice the Dryad Arbor. Go and get a fetch land. Fetch for a green source. We'll go for Savannah, and then we'll take away the flagstones. Go and get another Savannah. The knight's a 5/5, and then we'll go for a wasteland in the end of the chain. And here we will wasteland. Oh, I forgot they could make a saga token. Yep, that's bad. We'll wasteland the Mace of Ith because we're not beating that card. Should have blocked the other construct. All right, let's see what the damage is from opponent's turn. Yeah, maybe we need more removal in the deck. Yeah, they used the Ghost Vacuum to shrink the knights. Yeah, they could have gotten it all. Yeah, this one is lost. We'll go to the next one. Yeah, that was bad play. I guess we'll go back to 4 Swords to Plowshares because those things are really annoying. But I don't think that they're Path to Exile annoying. They're just really annoying. And them being so aggressive on our man as well makes me want to play another Mox, but I don't think that's the correct play. So we'll just go in like this, 61 card special, you know, the draw, see if we can get a better hand here. This is turn 1 Reclaimer. We'll keep turn 1 Reclaimer, and then we need to start hitting some lands. The turn 1 Reclaimer from Basic Forest allows that even if we don't hit the second land, we can keep crop rotation up. And then we can start building from here. The problem is their engine gets online a little bit faster than our engine does. But, we'll see what we can do. So get a forest, play Reclaimer, pass the turn. They have an exploration start. Exploration is a good card. Second exploration is a good card as well, but that's also a good card. So here they have 3 cards in hand. Part of me wants to just go for Liberator here and then see if we can get it to flip on their turn. There's also the other option of, so the problem is the exploration right now, it's going to be annoying, but it's not going to be annoying in the largest of perspectives because we are going to, they need a loam for it to be good. That's where I want to end up with it, with this. So we'll actually get a Savannah and pass the turn. So I'm fetching a Savannah now. If they play removal for my Reclaimer, I don't want to fetch in the end step and get punished. Here we're going for flagstones, unless we're going for flagstones. Yeah, we're gonna go for flagstones here. Because they have the Ghost Quarter out, we might as well sacrifice our forest. Get the flagstones. We got the flute. The flute says what? Reclaimer, sure. There's the Ghost Vacuum. We'll play out the step. give it pro green, and then we'll attack. Here we're gonna play Ghost Vacuum. Oh, sorry, they had a Maze of that's just bad. I don't want to play that game. We'll play the Ghost Vacuum, and then we have crop rotation up for the flagstones, or to protect us from a wasteland. So the Maya, that's good for us. There's the Freestrider. What crime do you want to commit? All right, let's start to see what you get here. It's a saga, and the ghost quarter is... So here because we have basics, we might as well just use that plow. Crop rotation as the last card. Get a Talon Gate, sure. And then here we might as well get a Plains. Oh, yeah. And here in the end step, we could... they cropped away the Yavimaya. Yeah, that's probably smart. We should have ghost vacuumed as well. All right, cancel. Undo. We are out of green mana. I have made a terrible mistake. I should have gotten... I did not think that one through. I'm so focused on other parts of the plan right now that I kind of missed that one. That's on me, and that's really bad. It's really, really bad. Otherwise, we were looking quite good here. All right, we'll attack. Yeah, that's probably bad as well, giving them a free trigger. Yeah, now it's just spiraling out of control. I'm a little bit rusty. Sorry for that. That's we're not playing optimal here, but that's why we practice, right? But not getting the green mana there is a huge mistake. We should have cropped away the Savannah. I was just so focused on thinking a couple of steps ahead that I didn't focus on where it is. And that's a lesson that you need to kind of learn as well. Focus on the current board state instead of thinking too much into the future. So here they get a ghost quarter or something to kind of start being able to do what they want to. Now they can attack with their construct tokens as well. Yeah, this isn't good at all. This isn't good at all. They have the Shadow Sphere. Now we're getting to the point where it's getting really rough. Yeah, we just need to take this here. We'll exile there. There's a Saga. No, we'll take it. Take the pain. Hope to draw a green source. That's a green source. So... do we go crop rotation and build out our mana even more? Or do we go out and Liberator and destroy their Ghost Vacuum or the Shadow Sphere? I guess that we go for some more green mana. Here we'll do it after Yavimaya. They have their green mana anyway. And then here, do we give them one more target? Because if we're kind of low on life here, so I think that we need to give them one more activation with their Ghost Vacuum, just to use Outland Liberator as a chump blocker. This also makes it hard for them to attack with the Freestrider Looter, because we can just block with the Reclaimer. Of course, they can untap it with Maze of Ith, which makes that kind of free for them. All right, this is what we have to do. And then we will destroy the Shadow Sphere. Yep, they save it. Yeah, and now we'll just eat their wasteland, I guess. And here we'll see what we draw. Sure, you can tap one of my lands. Ending, you say? So, if we play Night, we're dead. If we play Ending, we're also dead. But they don't know that we're dead if we play Ending. So, I think that the out here is end their construct. And then see if they want to attack into the board as it looks right now. They probably are going to do that, but still, it's our only out. Yeah, it feels like we threw this match right in the trash, but that's a combination of being a little bit unfamiliar with the deck and also being a little bit not focused on the correct stuff. Yeah, we'll concede this one. Good play, opponent. Less good play from our point of view. There are a lot of lines there that we could have done different, but yeah, I guess that we'll start the league with this match. It can only go up from here. All right, we'll see. Faster queues now and after the ban, that's always nice. Let's try to focus a little bit better here on the game number 2. Here we're on the draw with a hand that we can't keep. One Lush Portugal isn't good enough for us, so we're a mulligan here. If this was a Savannah, it would still be a mulligan, I think. We would at least have to think a little bit about it. We'll keep this hand and hope that Plow is a good card in the game. Plow, Endurance, and Not and Liberator are good. Maybe should bottom the Flagstones because we don't have any value out of it, so we guaranteed have Endurance mana. But I also like if having access to white off of Flagstones, which is usually a safe land to play, and having access to our basic forest as well. Flooded Strand could be a myriad of different things. Could be Stifle Knot, it could be some control pile, it could be Nadu Breakfast as well. What we need to do is this is either Nadu Breakfast or Nadu Midrange. If it's Nadu Breakfast, we need to play around days. We'll see. Oh, it's up the beanstalk. Hooray. This means that our next play is we're gonna try to land a library. Here I think that we need to go for basic here because they sometimes play Wasteland. All right, we get to go Sylvan Library. That means that they probably have a prismatic ending, but it also means that they probably do not have a Force of Will in hand, or that they just thought that the ending there will be good enough. It could be Teferi as well. It's another beanstalk. All right. Scary. All right, here we're just gonna pay some manas to keep some stuff in hand. So we could go after their mana and play a Reclaimer. I kind of like that. So we go Reclaimer, and then we wasteland their archive. Then we wasteland their archive. See how far we can get under their. Of course, if they have the 6 mana exile thing, that's bad for us. Plow here is good for us. Well, not good, but it's better. It seems like they're lacking a little bit on their payoffs for Beanstalk. They're going after Library with, yeah, that's the ending, all right. But we already drew 2 cards, so I'm fine with that. Here, I guess we continue. Here there are 2, so we could either go, yeah, we continue our battering of their lands, but we'll play out the Liberator first, or we keep Liberator up. Yeah, I guess we keep Liberator up. See if they hit their next land drop. If they hit their next land drop, I'm a little bit less inclined to go for the Wasteland. And we want a Wasteland on a turn where we can take them off the 6 mana exile enchantment. They tap up. If they miss their land drop here, we're I'd be happy. So if this is this a Fairy, maybe? This is usually a very rough matchup for the deck. All right, Sanctuary. What are you grabbing with Sanctuary? Plow? Yeah, sure. Some new card I haven't seen before. Whenever the enters or attacks, draw 2 cards, then discard a card, and you get to draw 2 cards from the Beanstalks. Sure, that seems fair, but it's an enchantment, so we can kill it. And I think we will, because there's no chance that we're gonna want to make plays on our turn, so there's like no chance that they'll allow us to flip. Okay, they're plowing, sure. All right, then we'll definitely use that. That seemed like a free plow. So here, the problem is that we don't actually want to, here we'll take away their green, so we'll limit them a little bit on the mana, but then we don't want to play our knight into plow. So we're going to play endurance instead in their end step. Maybe we should have gone after the beanstalk there, I don't know. That's another beanstalk. We'll allow that beanstalk, and next counter spell they play, next Force of Will they play, we'll draw them 3 cards. So here we're gonna shuffle our own library back, our own graveyard back into our library, because we want the Wastelands and the Liberator. All right, we'll attack. I have 5 cards in hand, and these Mox Diamonds are not going to be played out by me this game. We'll still play out the Talon Gates. I guess we'll protect Endurance from something like a Teferi. Do they play red for 4th Erlingus? Yeah, they must. So we're waiting to play the knight until we can bait out a counter spell, or we have something like a crop rotation or something that can protect it. And right now they need to handle our endurance. Not is Uro the game plan here? Kept it on top. And Uro here would be bad for us. Leyline Binding was the name of the enchantment that I was thinking about. All right, that's a Thespian stage at least. We'll copy the forest. There's the Leyline Binding. We get to draw a ton of cards, and we'll just copy the Thespian stage. Well, the Thespian stage will copy the forest. Could be an argument for copying a blue land with Thespian Stage, but in that case we don't play around Wasteland. Copying a blue land here would allow us to prismatically end for a lot. There's Oro. We'll actually plow it on the way back. We'll plow it on the way back. We will plow it on the way back. They must have kind of force of will now when they have 1 million cards, but we're still going to try to plow it with the trigger on the stack. We want to plow your Titan. We were allowed to plow your Titan. That was good, I guess. Well, they have 1 million cards. We drew another Thespian Stage. We'll copy a forest. They probably have another win con they can go for. The problem is that when we get protection from the knight, they're gonna have removal for it anyway, so it's not going to work out for us. Another Overlord. This creates a token that's a colorless land token with every basic, and it's hard cast as well, so it's a 6/5. And then we go to cleanup. Now it's time to play knight. And they are going to draw 3 cards. We'll play out a land and pass the turn. And then we're going to die in 2 turns from the Overlord. The blue Overlord, I understand. The green one, I don't know. It kind of depends on what you're using your mana for. Do I play the white one as well? Or there's only one way to find out, and that's to play the next game. Thinking about what we could have done different here. We could have gone for one of the beanstalks earlier. I don't think that's good enough. We're going to bring Force of Vigors though. So now we'll draw some more cards. Is there any way we can make them draw 16 cards? I don't think so. We need to put a lot of spells on the stack. Well, that's at least a Dark Depths. But I guess that they have another binding. But we'll still make them use it. Or we can see if they have a Wasteland here as well. So we know that for game number 2. We'll copy Dark Depths. Want to keep the one that has no counters on it. See if they do anything in response here. So we'll block and then we'll die. I just wanted to see if we could get any more information on their deck on the way out, but unfortunately not. Let's begin the sideboard. So Teague comes in here. Choke comes in. I do like Force of Vigors. Ending seems okay. Here we want to cut some Mox Diamonds because we're gonna go for a longer game where they are not the best cards in the deck. Bog is Oro's enough to keep Bog in. We want some plows in because of the deck. Endurance seems okay from just keeping some threats in. They didn't seem to be on Wasteland, so we'll take away 1 crop rotation. Do we cut all the Mox Diamonds? Yeah, so if they play Teferi and Prismatic Ending, the diamonds are really bad. We'll see if we need to take them in for the last game, but this is kind of where we'll go. We'll be on the play. Start with a mulligan. Here we have a hand that goes choke on turn 3, but does a little bit other before that, so we'll keep this. And we'll bottom or it goes choke on turn 2. We'll bottom the plow. I guess here we'll get a Savannah, and from the Savannah we'll green sun and see if we can get a Dried Arbor, and then see if we can go choke. The problem with choke this early, or it's no problem with choke this early, but they do play ending, which is a card that we don't really like. So maybe we just go Liberator here and see if they start tapping their blue mana a little bit. Here we'll attack with Dried Arbor, because if they... No, that's a Plains. What does that mean? Does that mean that they have enchantment? We're playing around choke at least. That's good for them. All right, Green Sun Zenith for 2. So the problem with going for Collect Roof here is that if they have another plow, it's bad. But I still think that's the play. The other play would be to go for Safekeeper, but we're going to try to go for Collect Roof. Containment Priest. Well, guess we should have played our land. I was going to copy my Heath anyway, so it wouldn't have done anything at all. Yeah, I didn't find any creature. Unlucky me. Well, that was bad, but it could have been worse. They've been playing around Wasteland a lot. Does that mean that their mana is bad or that the mana is good? Playing around Wasteland can be that they feel like they can't afford to get wasted, or they just feel like they have enough land so they can play off of basics without getting punished. We'll see what it is. So now they've at least tapped the land, so we'll go for choke now. See if we can limit them on 1 mana source at least. Although if they have 1 more land, they can just untap and prismatically end it. But when is that not the case? Here we're gonna go for the Surveil land in their end step if we don't have to plow anything. And they are beating us down with the Containment Priest. We're gonna try to put Endurance in front of that next turn. Lucky we got to play out our Dried Arbor at least. It would have been hard to play it with a Containment Priest in hand. All right, they're tapping in response. Do they have any way of punishing our fetch? Or just going after Dryad Arbor? Yeah, we'll see. We'll put that in the graveyard. And now you wanted to play something in instant speed for 3 mana. What was that? We're a little bit unsure. So we're not playing into 3, we're not attacking into 3 open mana here. That just feels bad. Endurance, Leyline Binding. 4 choke, I guess. Yeah, could have been worse. Do they attack with the priest into our 3 open mana? Yeah, you can have a tapped mana here, I guess. They do not. Smart. But we're going to show them how smart they were. Here, I don't want to shuffle my cards back, and I don't want to shuffle their cards back, so we'll just play this one out. And then we'll go to our turn. We're on 4 cards. We'll play a Thespian Stage out. And then we're gonna start attacking with Endurance. See how far we can get with that. The little endurance that could. Oh no, I thought we were somewhere else in the game right now. The long pause from our opponent really threw me off. That was good. Well played, opponent. I was looking at something else and then I got back and I'm like, yeah, so we're in our opponent's turn. That's nice. Toxic Green. Sure. That's a free. Oh, we should maybe have fetched. I don't know. Saying it. So what does this allow us to do? It allows us to get a knight. It allows us to get... I think it allows us to get a knight. That's what it does. No, we needed to plow the Containment Priest before we did that, right? Only the best plays on this channel. Only the best plays on the channel. I was like, yeah, so we're going to get the knight and stuff like that. Yeah, this is... horrendous. So they played a Brainstorm, and then not that much is happening. We're having a staring contest until their Overlord comes off. Suspend. All right, let's try one more time. Let's see. Will you allow this to happen? Yes. This would have been so much better if we did last turn. Will you allow this to happen? No. I will show you my force of will. Hardcast, which I didn't have to hardcast last turn, because you don't know how the Containment Priest works. Yep. Yeah. Well played, opponent. Well played, or poorly played, Mr. Green-White Adept. Poorly played. Do you have that deals 1 damage to Endurance? Let us see. It has Death Touch. Read the cards. It has Death Touch? Seriously? It has Death Touch. Here it would have been better to play Force of Vigor on their turn, so if they have a Hordgeist Force, they need to tap out for it. Hooray. Do it. Play the Harbinger of Tides now. Play the Harbinger of Tides. Please do. No? No Harbinger? It has Death Touch? I played with the card before as well, and I didn't think about that it had Death Touch. Oh, pro player. But at least you're still here watching the content, or this is probably where most of you dropped off. We're like, yeah, we're not watching this. We're not watching this. Train wreck. Well, we'll see. I'm keeping the Dried Arbor back if they have a flash threat, because I don't want to walk into a flash threat. The choke is kind of embarrassing now as well. Oh, they play 2 of them? Well, now, the thing that I thought I would have as an out, I didn't even have as an out. Yeah, we're not going to win this one, folks. Do I have any hits in my deck right now that could be good? I guess... I'm not sure. Well, crop rotation does nothing because our lands do nothing. Well, yeah, we'll see how crop rotation works with some of the... the crop rotation does nothing. I mean, I'm not sure that I would have gotten there even if I played correctly, but this is just not good at all. I'm just going to get some lands out of the deck. I'll do a jump here. All right, you're giving me a Dark Depths. Is there any reason for giving me a Dark Depths? Why are you giving me a Dark Depths? To end it? Sure. That's a legal play, I guess. We'll play a Reclaimer. And there we have the Beanstalks up and running. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think we have any live draws here. We do not. We'll concede the game. Yeah, not the best showing. Not of the deck. The deck is okay. It's me who's not playing that good today. I hope you stick around for the next rounds. All right. So here we have a hand that we don't want to keep. We're on the draw. Yeah, we need to mulligan this. We'll keep this one here and we'll bottom Savannah. Hope that Outland Liberator, Endurance, and Plow are good cards in the game. Is it one more control match? I can't take one more control match. Or is it the Nadu, some kind of Nadu variant? Let's see, a Survey Land? No, Basic Island. Basic Island Brainstorm. Interesting. Interesting at City of... it's Show and Tell. No, it's Grim Monolith. You'd still be Show and Tell. Do you know what dies to Grim Monolith? Liberator kills Grim Monolith. I'll go for the Surveil option here because we don't have any extra mana for the Liberator here. So they are gonna make a move. Sneak attack, Show and Tell, Jewel. Sure. You can play a Jewel. I'm gonna go for the, if I'm not dead here, I'm most definitely gonna go for the Dryad Arbor. What are you doing with all my jewels that I want to steal with the Transmute Artifact? No, I want to steal with the Dryad Arbor. Don't sacrifice my potential jewels. That's not good for us. With 10 cards in hand, can we possibly win here? Probably not. We will see. Oh, we're gonna get the jewels. The problem here is I want to kill the Paradox Engine, but we also want to get the jewels. We're gonna get the jewels. We're gonna get 2 jewels. I'm so happy. All right, let's attack. Let's attack and let's get the jewels. Now there's a lot of things that we can do. I think that what we want to do here is go for Paradox Engine. See if we can get a Paradox Engine here. We could not. Then we're gonna get rid of the Grim Monolith at least. See if we can get rid of the Grim Monolith. Do we make Merit Lage here? Or do we just waste them? I think wasting them is correct here. Kind of limit them on the resources we can limit them on. And then we go to discard. Can discard some lands here. I don't think we'll be needing the Plow, but I guess we'll keep it around. Do they have any way to get it back? They can copy it, of course. Mox Diamond is good. We'll discard the Yavimaya. So here the question is, do we continue to try to wasteland them, or do we go for the combo? There's one argument for trying to keep them off. Man, we should probably play the Endurance the end step to get the beat on. But I think we'll have the combo up here. Attack them with Dryad Arbor. I'm not sure how they win, but maybe plowing our own Merit Lage could be a possible out. Kind of depends on what happens here. So we will go and sacrifice our planes. See if they have a Force of Will. Nope. We'll go to sideboard. Yeah, I'm fortunate that they didn't draw anything there. That was like really, really lucky. But in the phase of the game where we are right now, we need to be really, really lucky. All right, so we bring in our anti-combo stuff. And then we take away Endurance. I don't think does that much. Ramming Up, I think, can go to the bench. The Plows can go. Do we want to keep ramming up for a late game wasteland situation? We could keep ramming up for a late game wasteland situation and get rid of the bog. Or we just keep the bog to max our... Yeah, we're not going to do a late game ramming up situation. So we'll just keep the bog to maximize our mana sources with Mox Diamonds. We play 4 of them, so I think that's okay. And then I don't think that there's anything else here that we want to bring in. I saw that they were on a red, so it would be interesting to see if they have any red permanents, but we'll see. So this is like a fair hand, but we're up against an unfair deck, so it's a mulligan. This here is also a mulligan. Here we have also a mulligan, because we can't have a turn 2 Teague even, but we could have a wasteland here. I think we need to draw 2 mana sources here. Yeah, this is too bad. I'll mulligan to 4. All right, this is a 4. This is a 4 that we're gonna keep. What are our bottoms here? So we want to get a Liberator out. Do we ride a turn 1 Liberator? I think we ride a turn 1 Liberator here. Turn 1 Liberator is 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Yeah. And then we hope that that's good enough. You could have also gone a turn 3 Teague, but I think that turn 1 Liberator is as close as enough as something that we can be happy with. So here we'll bin the deeps, and then we'll play a Liberator. And I mean, if they force this, we're dead, of course. If they don't force this, this might bring us a little bit into the mid to late game, depending on what they do. So we're going to try to not play any spells on our turn. Yeah, they had the Dismember, yeah. We need to start getting lucky. That's not starting to get lucky. We'll play out the Talon Gates, and then we're at the mercy of the top of our deck. That diamond there was a bad draw. But now we don't have endurance. I thought that I said we can endurance our Outland Liberator back into the deck. Well, that's at least something to do. So we'll start taking off counters from the Dark Depths. All right, that's one counter. All right, that's something that we want to play. Force of Negation, pitching Force of Negation. They're down to one card. So Dismember, Force of Negation, yeah, we'll see. Brainstorm, yeah, that's a card that can start digging you out of this. Need to find like a 1 ring or something like that. I guess we'll play out the planes. Well, that's a crop rotation. Yeah, this is go for the combo possibility. So we will try. Here we can actually go for the, yeah, they forced with the transmute artifact. Now we can go for the survey land, because now we don't have any stacked other stuff on top. Yeah, we'll keep you on top. I think you're good enough. And then we can use the mana that was floating to take away an ice counter. And then we'll play Mr. Teague. I should have played off the Mox Diamond. I mean, I guess they have more Dismembers in the deck, but this at least gets us a little bit closer to unlocking the game up. Now I would like a Safekeeper, something to like that to protect the oof. They finally drew a fetch land, so they can start shuffling away the bad cards now. So they're tapping their tombs. What are we looking for here for 4 mana? We're untapping our tombs, okay. So we have 2 mana floating at least. We're bouncing the Teague and then trying to combo, or what's the play? Metamorph, copying Teague? Sure. Copying oof, yeah. Is it because they're afraid of the beatdown plan? I'm a little bit unsure what to make out of that. Because they can't attack me now. It's an artifact creature. It can't be activated by its own. Alright. Yeah, they wanted to transmute their oof. So they needed to get the thing down there, and they get a Chaos Defiler. That's a good play. And now they have a beat stick as well. Alright, now we need to start getting rid of those ice counters ASAP. Yeah, that was a nice play. That's also a nice play. Alright, what do we get with our green sun here? We can go and get a Knight of the Reliquary. I think that's the play. 1, 2, and 3. If they have a transmute artifact, this of course is going to end badly for us. But the option of giving a Teague won't kind of get us there anyway, so we might as well just get the Knight, make it harder for them to attack with the Defiler, makes the Jerry Step alive out, and also threaten the combo. If they have a transmute artifact or something like that where they can get rid of the Defiler, they'll get our Knight, but I have 2 cards in hand, so I don't know what the follow-up from that would be. Getting the ring here is good for them, but it's harder and harder for them to kind of tap their mana. They don't attack with the Defiler, of course, because then we'll attack them. Oh, that's good. All right, let's try to give that pro black and attack. See if this does it. And we're on the scoreboard. 2 weird games. The first game, they didn't draw any cards. They had 10 cards in hand and didn't draw anything to get their engine going. And then game 2, we mulled on to 4. Kept an Outland Liberator, which is not the best card in the matchup, but it flies. They dismembered it, but then we got a little bit lucky on our draws, and they mulled on to 5 as well, and it cost them a couple of resources to get rid of it. So yeah, we take those. We'll be back for the next game. All right, next game on the play. We've been doing some stinkers this league. We'll mulligan this. I guess we'll keep this. bottom the Lush Portigo, and then we'll go turn 1 Elvish Reclaimer. I'm keeping the depths for if the possibility for going for a fast combo will arise. We'll see. Kind of depends a little bit on what we're facing as well. Basic Swamp. Well, we're not going for anything with our Reclaimer now because Basic Swamp is ritual into opposition agent, so we'll just play out our Dark Depths past the turn, and then if they tap out, we're sacrificing the Dark Depths to go and get something else. All right, or do we just sacrifice the Savannah here? Yeah, we sacrifice the Savannah and we go for the Thespian stage, and then any land off the top will be merit for us. I mean, we're super dead to... oh, this isn't what I thought it would be. This isn't what I thought it would be at all. Yeah, ad nauseum, tend rails. I thought this would be some mono black thing, but then if it was, they would probably not have gone for Dark Ritual, but there wasn't anything that we could do here anyway, so I think that's about it. Another combo deck, you say. So let's see. How will you kill me? So Underground Sea away. Dark Ritual. They don't have the lead. They have Burning Wish. Well, Thoughtseize take our Sanit away. Yeah, they have the lead. Sorry, I didn't see the lead with all the other cards there. So they go some more rituals and then go for Tendrils with Infernal Tutor. Okay, they'll go Burning Wish. Is it for Pier? No, Tendrils. They go for Tendrils. Yeah. That's it. All right. Yeah, we weren't winning against that hand. So I like Teague. Force of Vigors are maybes. Oofy is okay. Your Silence is something that we want. So what does Force of Vigor do, actually? It doesn't do what we want it to. Vacuum, no. Turning off their Cabal rituals, but I don't think that's good enough. Thing is that we don't want the swords here. We don't want the ending. It's if they go... so the cards that I want to cut here is kind of this. I'm just going to bring them all over here. I'll keep the Liberator in to go and get. So we could also cut the Caracas from the lands package. So what does this look like? We need 5 more cards in. We could go with the endings if they play some kind of permanent that we can try to remove. Celestial Purge goes after Wishclaw if they play Wishclaw, but it's still not good enough. I think we'll bring in a Force of Vigor. We'll keep the Caracas for the same argument that we kept Bog in the last game. And then I guess we'll keep 1 Endurance in as a green card, Force of Vigor, that we don't like in the game anyway. So this is a turn, very much a very late game plan. We'll mulligan this. Here we have the Force of Vigor. I'm going for Teague. It's good, but this is a turn 3 Teague. But I'm not sure that we can... so this is a turn 3 Teague. Will we live to turn 3? That gives them 1, 2. We have the Force of Vigor, but we need to pitch it. So now I think we can do better than this. Yep, here's a turn 2 Teague. We'll keep this. So turn 2 Teague, we need all the lands here and the Sanit. So we'll bottom Endurance and Force of Vigor. The bad thing here is that Thoughtseize gets us really bad. But that's going to be true for about all the hands that we keep except Deafening Silence. Yep, that's the Thoughtseize that gets us really good. But still, I think that we need to take our chances here. So we'll go for the Surveil land. Thespian stage can go to the graveyard. If I had Dark Depths, well, that's a Thespian stage. So here we're going to play out the Mox Diamond, play out the Thespian stage to give ourselves an out to the combo next turn, and then we'll pass the turn. We're dead if they can go for it this turn. Yeah, it's not looking good. I still think that that's a keep. I want to go down to 4. That's a knight at least. I guess that we go for knight. I think that they know that we have the flagstones because it was revealed from the beginning. Come on, you can play a flagstones. All right. So are we dead? Well, they're at least surveilling. It could mean that they're still sculpting their hand, but it's turn 3 now, so should be the turn when we're dead. If this isn't the turn that we're dead, and we don't draw anything of relevance, we are going to make the might as big as possible and kind of swing in with it. Can copy our flagstones with Thespian stage. Oh, yeah, we'll sacrifice the land. Get one more land in the graveyard. Green, white, and the Thespian stage. Here we don't play out the Krakas because we want them to at least think about having to overextend with tendrils. Okay, they had dress. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And we're off. What do we get here? Oh, they don't even have to show us. So Storm is 5. What do they do? Is it some kind of Past in Flames? Yeah, it's Past in Flames. I don't, yeah, unfortunate. I still don't think that mowing to 4 there is the correct play. I don't think mounting 4 there is the correct play, but yeah. All right, then let's go to the last game. All right, we're live for the last game, and the crappy hands just continue giving. Yeah, this is a keep bottom endurance. And then hope that turn 1 reclaimer is good. All right, we'll play turn 1 reclaimer and hope that it sticks. At least we've been able to avoid Nadu. I'm speaking it to existence. But at least we've been able to avoid Nadu, which I think is a rough matchup for us. All right, basic swamp again. Push, sure. We'll go flagstones, see what they go here. Troll, so it's the Frogless Rescaminator maybe? Frogless Rescaminator. Tamio, sure. At least this is such a situation where we can plow Tamio through days and untap. So here's also, oh yeah, that's a good draw. That's a relevant draw. So we could play Knight into days, or we could try to go after their lands. They cycled for Underground Sea, so they might be a little bit land light. And then we'll see if they have Wasteland or something like that. We can crop rot. Yeah, we're getting them at the lands. Do we go for crop rotation here? Yes, we do. Guarantee Knight next turn. Maybe we'll get the Lush Portico here, just if they follow the crop rotation. Yeah, that could have been a play. All right, we have Endurance and we have Swords to Plowshares. They're a little bit light on lands. Now they drew the Trop. Are they a Beanstalk deck? Of course they're a Beanstalk deck. They're all Beanstalk decks today. Well, that's a Reclaimer. That's something at least. So this is Bug Beans. Let's see that their Bowmasters aren't worth that much. They drew out of that land situation. That's good for them. I wish I had my flagstones, because then we could Reclaimer. Murderous Cuts. I cannot stop that. That's a Thespian stage. Now we play into days, or do we pass to their turn, go end step endurance? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll pass to their turn and go end step endurance, because then we still have pitch endurance and plow up if they go for anything funny. Also allows us to play a little bit around Wasteland, not really, because we're gonna push endurance in the end step anyway. They're a little bit choked on blue mana as well, which is good, although the brainstorm might get them out of it. But I rather get my endurance dazed than the rest of the spells in my hand. Although they could find the Force of Will here now. That allows them to pull ahead a little bit. That's Wasteland. They're going for the stage. Is it Stifle, or we'll see. Because this is kind of a freebie otherwise. No, they don't have any blue mana up, so it can't be Stifle. Yeah, we're not getting endurance down this turn, but we are at least protecting our swamp against their shenanigans. Echoing Depths, you say? Let's copy a Wasteland. And the same argument as last turn, we're going to keep endurance up, endurance and plow up here. I don't want to play into their Force of Will, but we're not winning if we don't, so we're at least not drawing any fetch lands here. If they miss mana here, do we copy Wasteland with Swamp and then double waste them next turn? Kind of just not play into their Force of Wills. So here they want to mill us and take a land card back. I guess this is a good time to go and endurance their graveyard, because they seem to be land light. No, they mill... I thought that the hat here meant that they milled us, but that was the place that we needed to fire off the endurance anyway. They could have missed, so they have a land back at least. Yeah, okay, so the target was their drain. Well, so here we can either shove knight. So the thing is, in one way I want to wasteland them off their mana. Well, with the fetch land out, that's a little bit more rough. In that case, I want to copy the wasteland. Maybe just waste one of their mana sources and then we play a knight. I'm not sure that they have a force of will. I don't know. Endurance isn't the card that you would force probably, but we'll see. Come on, Magic Online, you can do it. So we'll see. They're gonna go for a survey land here, I guess. At least keeping them a little bit off their blue mana. Another cut would be bad for us. Next turn we can start wasting them. We can go for Merit Lage. It depends. We're safe against the Edict here, not against the push. That's an Outland Liberator. That's a card that we can play and that has relevance in the game. This time they have 2 cards in hand. Do we take out one of the Beanstalks directly? Yeah, sure, that's okay. Bowmasters isn't the best card against the deck, but it does turn off on the push. Go green mana here. In this case, I think that we pass to their turn and see if we can flip the Liberator and start attacking, because we just have 1 card in hand. I mean, it's bad if they could draw a land and the draw 3 cards spell. But if it's a fetch land, we can stop that. Or they could draw a Murderous Cut, or they could draw Murktide Regent. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah. All right, yeah, we should have killed it. Now at least the Bowmasters won't chip in. It will. Does that mean they drew Fatal Push for Endurance? I mean, the thing is that we're going to sacrifice the Liberator anyway, so we might as well take the Bowmasters out with us. Or is it another Bowmasters? In that case, it's kind of the same thing. Because, well, we're not playing around days here, so that's not good. But we could go to our turn as well. You could also say that you don't have Force of Will as the last 2 cards, so we'll... oh no, Daze was the card we were playing around, not Force of Will, yeah, but that was still got us where we wanted to. They play the Metamorph Fanatic as well, good to know, and a Ponder. Yeah, I would be liking this board a lot more if they had 1 card less in hand, but... it also allowed us to, well, Witherbloom doesn't have that many targets, but at least they needed to play it there. They did not draw with Endurance, or they did not draw with, or they not shuffle with Ponder. Does that mean that there's another Murktide coming in our near future, maybe? Or are they going to draw 4 cards now, maybe? We'll see. Looks like they're hard casting the Fanatic. Yeah, you can do that. I guess that's a legal play. So they get another Fanatic, and then that Fanatic brings with Bowmaster, I guess, which takes care of the Safekeeper. So let's see. Do we save the Safekeeper? Yes, because if we draw into the combo here, we want the Safekeeper to protect the combo. That's a knight. Let's see if we can... Yeah, that's the Daze. So that would be the reason for not saving, but I think we need to save the Safekeeper there. They didn't have Daze 2 turns ago, so have them having Daze now is okay, I guess. You're going to go up over 20 life here, though, which is bad for us. And now we're also in the situation where we can't really sack any more lands to Safekeeper. Maybe that's an argument for letting Safekeeper go, because we can't sacrifice any more lands to it, so we might as well let it go. Now we're going to let it go if they try to go for Bowmasters here. Yep. Well, that's a Dryad Arbor. That's 1 more turn. 4, 5. Let's see what they attack with here. Are they attacking with everything? Yeah, that's probably the right play. We'll trade off our board, and then we are dead. Well, that's the combo, but we're still dead, so we'll concede. Yeah, that was a little bit rough. The late days, they're getting us. You never feel good with that. All right, so here we bring in some removal and the Purge. I don't know if the Macabres are good enough here. Maybe Ground Seal here is good because we can keep them off the reanimation shenanigans. I like having like a permanent threat for that. Choke I like as well. Force of Vigor is good against the beans, but they don't play the Leyline Binding, so I don't like it as much here. Gaddock Teague turns off Leyline Binding. No, sorry, turns off Murderous Cut. Maybe that's good enough. And then Vacuum as a permanent anti-graveyard card. Take away a Green Sun Sanet. I think we take away the Liberator here. Or do we keep... No, we keep the Liberator in. Take away a Crop Rotation. Delete the Caracas. I don't know if they have... I don't think they have that much big of a reanimation package. Take away a couple of Mox Diamonds. I guess we'll keep one in. And then you could cut Safekeeper or Dryad Arbor with the reasoning that they're bad against Bowmasters. Maybe we cut the Dryad Arbor just because they're so bad against Bowmasters and our opponents likely keep them in Safekeeper. Could still see an argument for keeping in, although I do think that if they try to attack our combo, they're going for the edicts and not the bounce, but a little bit unsure. Maybe we just do 61 cards. Yeah, I'll keep this. Turn 2 Endurance and Safekeeper with Flagstones out, which is always a good Safekeeper. Could also see if we sniff Force of Will out for the Mox Diamond. They shouldn't force it, but they could. They didn't. Go Safekeeper here. Maybe Safekeeper and Endurance isn't good enough for the match. They bring in Thoughtseize maybe, so... That's Maze of Ith, the first appearance of Maze of Ith in the league. We'll play the Yavimaya and we'll attack with our Safekeeper. Send them the message. Do we keep Endurance up for the reanimation plan or do we play it out around days? Now we keep it up for the reanimation plan. Up the Beanstalk. Now we play Endurance. Get the step back into the deck. If they're days here, that's quite good for us because then we can wasteland them and we'll set them back a lot. Oh, they force. Great. And I guess the Beanstalk is okay. So them forcing the Endurance, what does that tell us about their hand? That they are light on something? So here's an interesting play as well. Do we go after their blue mana? We do. I want to surveil, but I also want to go after their blue mana. Kind of get their cantripping a little bit more awkward. Witherbloom Command here, it's bad for us. Maybe Witherbloom Command and Bowmasters is a reason for not having Safekeeper in. We're going to save the Safekeeper if they go for it, but it's just a thought. Cuts, sure. I'll sacrifice the Flagstones. Here we can go for the Surveil Land. Yeah, we'll keep Sanet on the top. To Sanet around days here. Yeah, sure. You can pay the Fatal Plus to the Safekeeper. Now we're in a situation where we don't want to sack more lands. So do we go for... So what do we go for 2 mana here? Can we go for the Liberator maybe? We'll go for the Liberator. See if we can get it to flip. Because they're not going to be able to play their Murktide this turn. And then regarding the Maze of Ith, because right now the Maze of Ith, if we throw it out there, it'll be accessible for Wasteland, but I don't know, we might do that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're going to be able to Murktide next turn. Witherbloom Command, destroying our diamond, sure. That's Endurance. So they're going to go for Murktide next turn. We want to deny them the card draw in that case because we're not going to be able to attack into it anyway. Days here is a little bit problematic for us, but we're going to try to stop the Murktide because I think that's what they have. If they go like Troll, Reanimate Troll now, it's a little bit bad for us, but a Murktide here would be devastating. So what did you find, Tameo? That's not fun. Well, that's fun. We get rid of the Tameo right now. 1 card left. I can't see anything that kind of gets us there. So we'll attack with Endurance. The beats are on. I have a Maze of Ith out. I have a Brainstorm. That's a good card, I've heard. Isn't push time. I mean, we're empty, so push here is probably what they want to do. Then they're on their top deck, which is generally better than our top deck. That's the push. I have 1 card left. Green Sun is good. Is their last card Days? Because we want a Green Sun for 3 here. Is your last card Days? No, their last card isn't Days. They've been shuffling a lot. I don't think they've been keeping Days here. And if it's Days, good for them. So do we get Ramen up here? Because a Knight is the better card, but Ramen up allows us to start working on their lands. Yeah, we'll do that. Take them off their green source. Maybe knight is the correct play there, but I haven't played with Ramanip for the entire league, so I thought that I might as well. That's Murktide. They need to find a wasteland. Otherwise, we're okay with Murktide. Well, that's good. We'll play that. Here we go, and if we go and get Knight, we can't wasteland them. But taking 7 here might be okay to be able to go and get Knight, because we want to continue working on their mana. We'll continue working on their mana, get a Knight, get their underground, see if they draw a Witherbloom command, and then we'll see if we can survive. If we get down tap here, it's looking really good for us. Then we can copy our Mace of Ith with Thespian Stage. They need to find... We can replay the Mace of Ith with Ramanip if they find a wasteland. They need to kill the Knight now. They can also play a second Murktide. That would be... Can they? No. No, they can't play a second Murktide here. Killing the Knight here would be unfortunate. You can also start working a little bit on the life total eventually. It kind of has to be cut or push here. And yeah, it kind of needs to be cut or push. Now they got a basic. That does give them some game. So is it cut? In that case, do you go for the Knight or the Excavator? I guess the Knight is the correct answer here, because otherwise they'll be dead. All right, now we are looking better. So let's go for Wasteland here. They need to find a Wasteland. They need to find a Wasteland and like a Bowmasters or something like that. Unfortunately, we don't have a stage in the graveyard. That would be nice. All right. Stifle, I guess, is also a card we could get. Ending looking embarrassing. So at least we're limiting it. They're looking for Wasteland. That gets them out of this. They shuffled with... Yep, hard for them to get out of that. All right, so that worked out well for us. Do we make any changes for the last game? I do not think so. Well, there's an argument for bringing in more of the Moxen for the last game. We do have 2. So do we... They spend a lot of resources on the Safekeeper. Do they bring Bowmasters in and keep Safekeeper? We'll run it back. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll keep this. Our one-off Mox Diamond showing up a lot. That's funny. A little bit depending on how we define funny. Yeah, maybe. Oh, we saw Witherbloom command. We should probably have brought the Mox Diamond out. We should probably have brought the Mox Diamond out. Well, now we're going to use the Mox Diamond to plow Tamiyo. Well, now we don't need to use the Mox Diamond to plow Tamiyo, but we're going to do it anyway to play around days. We'll actually end Tamiyo. They're out of past, so we'll take that opportunity to play a Reclaimer. We'll go Liberator next. No, we'll keep Reclaimer up if Reclaimer gets done tapped. Or we'll go Liberator. Maybe going Liberator here to get under their permission is a good idea. No, I clicked through the combat step there. I missed the Reclaimer and then I pushed the button. So here's the thing. I think that we can pass. They can't play any 5 mana thing now. So our turn will play Yavimaya, pass, and Liberator will flip. And if we feel like we're in danger, I'll play the second one. Well, now we definitely need it to flip. Now it's also back to the thing. Do they have the Murderous Cut in hand? And in that case, do we really want to take the risk? Well, here we can protect our Reclaimer for a turn, but then we can't use it, so we'll play the Yavimaya. So do they have the cuts? Because in that case, they get to draw 2 cards here, and that's bad. But if not, they need to play 2 spells, which could be 2 cantrips, and then we get to flip. No, I think that we need to... We can't take our chances. It's too important to keep them down on cards now, especially when they mulliganed. And them having like 2 cantrips will just kind of destroy that play anyway. So what do we sack here? The Yavimaya, I guess? Here it would be nice to have like a Urza Saga or something, some kind of value plan from this stage on. Oh, they had one more Beanstalk. That's nice. So now they get to try to cut our Reclaimer. We will, of course, save it, but they'll draw 2 cards. Oh, they pondered. All right, that's good. Good news for us. So if we go for Thespian Stage, we can't now. We'll take away the Yavimaya. We could grab a Lush Portugal as well. Or we could go for a Bog. That limits their... No, we'll go for Flagstones. That's the Knight. All right. Knight here is actually good. Because knight, well, it depends if they have the force of will or not. So we'll play out the knight first before we go for the bog with the reclaimer. Well, they didn't have that. Then we're a little bit less likely to go for a bog here because we want to have protection up for knight. We want to have protection up for knight here. Although we are going to activate reclaimer in the end step. A little bit depending on what happens here. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe should have gone for the bog, but I still think that protecting the knight here is good. We're not going to protect the knight because we're going to activate reclaimer in the end step, but potentially making them play that we're going to protect the knight is good. So Savannah into Thespian stage, into another Thespian stage. So here we they're showing 5 mana. We go for the combo here because we can send it again. So Dark Depths. We don't have Yavimaya out anymore, so we'll tap Talon Gates and keep the land without the counters, and then we'll pass. And we'll see how many layers of interaction they might have. The Edict here is the cleanest one. Brainstorm, sure. The bounce at least will allow us to save it. It's a miracle. Do we plow the Murktide with... No, we don't plow the Murktide. We keep the plow. Okay, Wasteland. What do you want to do? Barrogoyf, okay. And step will just copy a forest in this case. No, wait, we tapped out of protection. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. All right, well now we have one because now we can go for step. So Jerry step, go pro blue, and we won. All right, yeah. The last game here, we grinded back and forth. I don't really know the last match here. They struggled a little bit in the beginning. They mauled. We got down some early interaction, and they just kept on drawing beanstalks after beanstalks, and we got to build out our board. So that was nice. Did a slight mistake there in the end, but still, it was just 1 black mana up, so... I don't really know what card they could have had that would punish us. But of course, I'm not supposed to copy with this stage here. I'm just supposed to untap and take my draw and then have 2 ways to get a step or something like that. Because I could go for step. And then if they try to do anything in response if they do anything in response to the... No, the Echoing Depths is in the graveyard, so I couldn't have gone for double protection there. But otherwise, I could have just attacked with the Merit Lage and then kept like Knight and Reclaimer up. They had to sacrifice their Murktide. I have a plow, but I'm also trying not to play into the double beanstalk there. But I think that it was quite good. But I'll talk some more on the wrap up. So I'll see you soon. All right, then we're live for the wrap up. This was the Green White Depths list that was sent by Dukes. I hope that he still allows me to say his name after going 2-3 with the list. To be fair, one of those losses, the first one against the lands variant, I mean, there I needed to play a lot tighter than I did. The second land game against Control, I also played untight, but I don't think that we are favored in that match anyways. So even though I played tight there, I'm not sure that we would have made it. And then against the fast combo decks, we were lucky in one of the fast combo decks, and we were a little bit unlucky in the second one with our draws there. Not really getting the cards that we needed to beat the Adnas deck. We had to go down to 5, and they had the Thoughtseize for a Green Sun. If we get the Green Sign for Collect Roof there, it's looking a lot better for us, although they did have the bounce spell, but it would have still looked a lot better or if they had the bounce spell the game before, I don't remember. And then the Bugs Beans deck, I feel like I got into the play a little bit more. I played a little bit tighter, although there were some mistakes, but it felt like we had a good game against that deck. When it comes to looking at more of a general basis on the deck as it is, say I go 3-2 or 4-1 with this deck, and it's looking a little bit better. I still am a little bit worried about the position of the deck. I talked a little bit about this in my video regarding the bans, that we're like 1 ban short of being a little bit more better in the playing field. We didn't face Nadu today, and that's lucky for us because I think that deck kind of stomps us as it is right now. If they took Nadu as well, we would be facing a lot more control decks, which is a bad matchup for us. But it's a better matchup for us than the Nadu deck, because we can't really build our deck to to beat Nadu in a good way. We can put in a lot of removal spells, but eventually they'll outdraw us there. They have interaction against a combo and stuff like that. We didn't face Eldrazi today either, which is a hard matchup. I mean, the control matchup is rough. We saw a lot of Beans today, and Beans is generally a bad matchup for us. But we can build our deck a little bit about it. You could put like a court of something in the board, or something else that kind of gets you up a little bit on that. You could go for there's a saga plan. There are ways to build the deck that it's a little bit better against the control matchup, but I haven't found those avenues against Nadu, and that's what I'm a little bit worried about. I think that if I was going to work on the deck from this here position, I know one of the cards that we were talking about in the beginning was Lush Portico, and that doesn't really fit into my way of playing the deck or my play pattern. But in this league, it was solid. I think it was one hand where we were sad about it, but then there were like 5, 6, 7 other times where it kind of drew us a card or allowed us to avoid a dud. So I'd probably continue working with Lush Portico in the deck. The Maze of Ith was solid in the Beans matchup. I'd need to see a little bit more on how this new meta pans out. I've been taking the Maze of Ith away. I think that what you need to do here is decide, do we want to have Maze of Ith and some other cool lands, or do we want to go the Saga route? Outside of that, I'd probably go down to 3 Mox Diamonds. I like 4 Mox Diamonds if we want to go hyper fast, or if we're on a splash color, especially the red splash color if we go Minsk and Boo, because then I think it becomes a little bit more important for us. I did enjoy the second basic forest. That's something that I want to continue playing with as well, trying out that. And then when it comes to kind of the main deck, I enjoy having a Prismatic Ending and a Sylvan Library. I think those are good cards. Looking a little bit on how it shapes up, I might put Endurance in the board. So if I was to go to a tournament and play this deck, I'd probably want to hedge either with a main deck Teague or a main deck Ufi and move an Endurance to the board. So I think that's something that I might look a little bit at as well. The Purge didn't do anything this league, but it's good if we face the red Stompy decks and so on. So I do like that. The Ground Seal, I do also enjoy kind of the reasoning behind it. It's just that I also feel like sideboard slots are a premium in this deck, so that's something that I might look at as well. And then Macabres as a graveyard hate. If we get less blue reanimator decks, I might change that to endurances or something like that to try to fit some more cards in here. But generally I'm looking for a grindy card for the control matchups, and I like if you play the black splash, you get Grist, and if you play the red splash, you get Minsk and Boo, which are cards that I feel fill that role a little bit. There are some 3-mana green planeswalkers that I've been looking at, but they feel like they're not impactful enough. So that's something that I might want to explore, how to find card. I mean, historically I've been playing the green initiative guy, the Under Mountain Explorer, whatever it's called, the 4-mana creature that gets you into the dungeon. But it also depends on how many threats the control decks are going to start running as well. So yeah, there's a lot more to kind of work out here. But it was fun to play Depths again. Thank you for sticking around, and Dukes, thank you for sending this deck my way. It was a delight to play, although I did play it far from optimal. But that is okay. You cannot be your best every day. With those words, I wish you good night and take care.